I'm going to give you a breakdown of the Week 4 NFL matchup between the Cleveland Browns and the Baltimore Ravens, and we're starting right now. What is going on? My name is Alpha Omega. Welcome to another video. If this is your first time here and you want to learn how to bet on sports like a pro and gain an edge over the sports books, start now by subscribing and clicking the bell so you don't miss anything. We are now through 3 weeks in the 2019 NFL season, and there have already been quite a few unexpected quarterback injuries that have changed the power dynamics in the league for the 2019 season and potentially altered the futures of multiple NFL franchises. Andrew Luck retired, Eli Manning has finally been benched, Sam Darnold is out with mono, Cam Newton can't stay healthy, Ben Roethlisberger needs Tommy John surgery, Nick Foles broke his collarbone, and Drew Brees tore the UCL on his thumb. One of the aspects that separates the casual fan who watches sports for entertainment from the professional sports bettor is the pro takes advantage of incorrect assumptions when unexpected situations like the epidemic of starting quarterback injuries create uncertainty in the betting marketplace. That uncertainty creates value for a bettor who understands how to take advantage of the marketplace. The starting point for my handicap in Week 4 begins with my base team power rankings. My power rankings assign a rating based on each team's available roster, and then those ratings are adjusted based on season-long performance and injuries. The Alpha Omega Vegas consensus line has the Ravens favored by 7 points and a total of 46. Implied odds mean based on the current moneyline odds, what is the projected implied probability of victory? Basically, it's the chances of victory expressed as a percentage. In this case, Vegas is saying the Ravens have a 76% chance of winning outright, with the Browns having a 28% chance of pulling off the upset. Using my base power rankings, I have the Ravens favored by 6 points and the total at 47. But remember, my power rankings are only the starting point for a successful handicap. The Cleveland Browns came into the 2019 season with a great deal of hype, a new star wide receiver, and a second-year franchise quarterback poised to make the leap into superstardom. The key for the Browns heading into 2019 was whether or not the offensive line would give Baker Mayfield enough time to feel comfortable in the pocket and make the same type of throws we all saw in year one. So far this season, the offensive line has been the problem for the Browns, and it's affected the offense from top to bottom. If you watch Mayfield, he has happy feet, a common symptom of a quarterback who has no faith in his offensive line to give him the time to throw, and because the O-line has not shown the ability to give Baker time, Mayfield has often abandoned the pocket too soon, which has in turn eliminated a great deal of Mayfield's effectiveness. Too much has been made about Coach Freddie Kitchens' play calling. The issues for the Browns offense begins and ends with the offensive line. If the offensive line doesn't give Baker time, we will see a repeat of Baker's happy feet and a repeat of the Browns' lack of downfield passing success. As we will talk more about momentarily, the Ravens secondary is susceptible to the downfield pass, as communication issues and injuries have led to multiple breakdowns in coverage. But if the Browns offensive line is unable to give Baker time, it won't matter whether or not the Ravens secondary is communicating effectively. The keys for the Browns offense will be the offensive line being consistent and giving Mayfield enough time to feel comfortable in the pocket, Mayfield trusting his line and hanging in the pocket long enough for plays to develop, and then Mayfield making the accurate throws he is capable of. If the Browns are able to accomplish these goals, they can cover the spread and win the game. The Ravens' defense in Week 3 against the Chiefs left much to be desired, as the number 1 defense of 2018 gave up over 500 yards of total offense for only the 10th time in Baltimore's franchise history. The question is whether the Chiefs' offensive production is due to the Ravens' defensive weaknesses or the overwhelming talent of Patrick Mahomes in the Chiefs' offense. The Ravens secondary has been dealing with multiple injuries, as number 1 cornerback Jimmy Smith is out with a knee injury, Tavon Young is out for the season with a neck issue, and second cornerback Marlon Humphrey is dealing with a lingering back issue. While the Ravens have added All-Pro safety Earl Thomas, even the former Legion of Boom leader wasn't enough, as Ravens rookie cornerback Maurice Kennedy got beat for an 83-yard score by Mecole Hardman. The Ravens' secondary is their weakness, and will be tested by the Browns' talent-filled offense. Where the Ravens do have an advantage is at defensive line. The right side of Cleveland's offensive line is one of the worst in the NFL, and I expect the Ravens to mix up coverages with blitz packages in order to fool the offense and get to Mayfield quickly. The keys for the Ravens defense will be beating Cleveland at the line, getting to Baker Mayfield, and forcing the quarterback into throwing before routes have fully developed. If the Ravens are able to accomplish these goals, Baltimore will cover the spread and win the game. Before I continue with the betting guide, if you are enjoying the video and if you feel like you're getting good information that can help you gain an edge over the sportsbooks and make smarter sports wagers, make sure and subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can stay updated with the latest sports betting content from me, professional sports handicapper Alpha Omega. Also, make sure and click the link in the description of the video, check out my website, and sign up for a sports betting package. I literally break down sports information and make my living based on that information every day. I take all of the sports data I can find, I factor all of that data into mathematical betting models to make my picks, and I send you the same picks that I bet on myself. I have packages for every level of sports bettor, from a beginner who is just coming into the sports betting world to the expert bettor who just needs that extra edge to take them to the next level. Make the smart decision and sign up with a professional today. The Browns' defense has been commendable, ranking in the top 10 in opponent yards per game, and that's including a close loss against the reigning NFC champion Los Angeles Rams, a game in which Cleveland's entire secondary was unable to play due to injury. Based on initial reporting, the Browns will get one or potentially both of their starting cornerbacks, Greedy Williams and Denzel Ward, back for the contest against the Ravens, which will give the Browns an obvious boost in the secondary. If neither starting corner is able to suit up, that will provide the Ravens with even more opportunity for big plays downfield with Marquise Brown, who is quickly becoming a threat at every level of the field. Starting Browns safety Demarius Randall has cleared concussion protocol and will be starting against the Ravens, so the Browns will have most of their secondary ready for Baltimore. Where the Browns are most dangerous is rushing the quarterback. Myles Garrett has been outstanding, showing all of his talent against the Rams, causing a strip sack of Jared Goff that set the Browns up to take the lead heading into halftime. Garrett now has 6 sacks on the year, and the ability of the Browns to flush Lamar Jackson out of the pocket and into hurried throws will prevent Baltimore from being successful. Even with Jackson's elite running ability, the Browns have enough talent on the defensive line to make an impact. The Browns can provide a pass rush, but Cleveland is not as successful when opponents run the football, and that will be a huge factor in whether or not Cleveland can stay competitive. The Ravens have Mark Ingram, who has been incredible so far this season, and is on pace to set career highs in every meaningful category. The Browns have to find a way to limit Ingram if Cleveland wants to cover the spread and win the game. The keys for the Browns defense are putting consistent pressure on Jackson, which will limit the ability of the Ravens receivers to get downfield on their routes. The Browns will have to find a way to limit Mark Ingram's effectiveness, slow down the Ravens' rushing attack, and force the Ravens into becoming one-dimensional. If the Browns' defense are able to accomplish these goals, Cleveland will cover the spread and win the game. Unlike many in the sports world, I felt that Lamar Jackson not only had the talent, but more importantly put up the statistics that would lead any analytical-minded NFL bettor to conclude that Lamar Jackson would have a breakout season in 2019. There have only been 11 quarterbacks in NFL history to attempt at least 150 passes when they were 21 years or younger. Out of those 11, Lamar Jackson ranked first in passer rating, second in adjusted yards per attempt, and second in completion rate. The Lamar Jackson we have seen in 2019 has improved in all phases of the game and was able to lead his team within one score of the Super Bowl contending Kansas City Chiefs. The jury is still out on Jackson, who seemed unable to find his rhythm against the Chiefs, especially when Coach John Harbaugh's play calling did not have the same effectiveness. I expect a bounce-back game from Jackson against the Browns. Mark Ingram was amazing against the subpar defense of the Kansas City Chiefs, and Ingram is again going up against one of the lesser run-stopping defenses in the NFL, so the former Heisman Trophy winner could be in for another big game. The Ravens tight end Mark Andrews may also see more action against the Browns, but the Browns do have above-average pass defense, so the play calling of John Harbaugh and the threat of Mark Ingram will be crucial in setting up the mid-level routes to the Ravens tight end. The keys for the Ravens offense will be Baltimore's offensive line holding off the pass rush of the Browns in order to give Lamar Jackson and the Ravens wide receivers enough time to make explosive plays. Mark Ingram remaining an effective run threat, which will set up the Ravens' dynamic passing attack, and the Ravens' offensive play calling remaining fresh against a Browns team that is now facing the Lamar Jackson-led Ravens for the third time. If the Ravens are able to accomplish these goals, Baltimore will cover the spread and win the game. The margin of victory in this game will be determined by the Browns' offensive line giving Baker Mayfield enough time to diagnose the defense and make accurate throws, the Ravens' defense taking advantage of the poor play of Cleveland's offensive line to prevent Mayfield from getting comfortable, Mark Ingram having a big day for the Ravens' offense, which will set up the Ravens' passing attack, and the Browns' defense generating a consistent pass rush, which will force Jackson into making desperate throws. Whichever team accomplishes these goals will win the game and cover the spread. Okay guys, that's the video. Let me know what you think. If you feel like you gained some new information that will help you make smarter bets in week 4 of the NFL, or if you gained some insight into the different factors to think about when handicapping a football game, let me know in the comments. And if you want to gain an edge over the bookies and get the picks that I bet on each week, make sure to head over to my website and sign up for one of my sports packages. Whether you're an everyday bettor who needs a consistent way to increase and grow your bankroll, or whether you don't even understand what a bankroll is and sports betting just became legal in your state, I have a package that will work for you. So click the link in the description and sign up for a package now. And if you want to stay updated with all the latest sports betting guides across all major sports, start now by hitting the round subscribe icon so you don't miss anything. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.